Hello YouTubers, hello Starfield players, welcome back. Well, I've got a ship build for you guys. Check this one out. It's an actual ship, like a battleship. I think I'm going to call it the Harpooner or something like that. Like a whaler, that's it. Maybe a whaler. Whaling ship. Got this big thing on here. This is the claw. So it looks kind of like a crane, right? And then I have the bridge. And the bridge is pretty cool. We've got radar dishes, we've got the engine, got a whole bunch of solar panels back here, some storage. But we need to take a look at this ship because this is a big ship. Let's go inside and we'll do a ship build where I'll show off how to make this ship. Take a look around. So we have a computer core, and this is Sarah, by the way. She's a redhead now. And we have the elevator at the end, and I believe there's a room back here. So on the main floor, this is Barrett's room, and then the elevator. We'll go to the second floor. Okay, so we're on the second floor. Now, this is a six-story elevator. So this is Andresia's room, and then we have nothing on either side, and then we go to this split, which then takes me to the Daymog, or the Rev 8 bay. And then over here we have a workout room, but it's actually the medic room. So this is heading up into the front of the ship. There's a full medic bay. It goes all the way back there. And then we head back over here and it just is open. And that's the second floor. So now we'll try the third floor. So the third floor should be the main floor. So as you can see, we've got a room at the back here. So this is like a laundry room, bathroom, and this goes to the captain's quarters. So the captain's quarters is back here. This is the Varun captain's quarters, which is a very nice captain's quarters. And off to the side here, we have the hacker lab. And the hacker lab comes back over to the elevator, so you can kind of run around there if you want. On this side, we have a door to actually a really nice area. Got the gal bank here, and then if you go over here, it goes into a gym. So we have a gym with a window. And over here is a little hydroponics setup where you can go and make some stuff. Get some herbs and spices. But yeah, you can also go around
I hope
here
you're
to
having
this
a good
side,
day.
and then this side opens up to here, which is oh yeah, okay. So this compartment here is a crew station. And then this compartment, this is the beginning to the boardroom, right? So then this is the hydroponics area over here. We've got the boardroom, and then we have the way outside is over here. And on this side we have Sam's
I hope
room.
Cora doesn't get too much underfoot.
No. And then over here we have Cora's room. Cora's got a pretty cool room. So we got the pool table, and we can open up all this stuff here to have a fire and open
Man, the
up the
galaxy's
door
too big to be
or the
stuck in the same
window.
place.
In the window you can see the deck and the crane at the top. We're going to go up to the upper deck. All of it's accessed at the elevator. So that would be the So we're going to look at this floor, the fourth floor, but really there's not much here. There's just this computer core and that's it. So then we go to the fifth floor and we have the head of Constellation herself's bedroom. So Sarah's bedroom is over here. And then we have a few windows. That's about it. That's that floor. Then we go up to the top. And in the top floor, we have basically just a companionway and then up into here. And you can see out the bridge. Yeah. So let's go for a flight. You can see it looks like a aircraft carrier or a frigate of some kind.
And we're off. Smooth as glass.
Yeah, it looks great. As far as a boat, spaceship
Apogee
goes.
kick complete. Orbit steady.
Hey, here's the ship in all its glory. Now I could have made the crane a little shorter. Find it.
Leave no one alive!
Oh,
Make short work of them.
it's like we have some friends. Well, oh, look at this. Pirates. We have
Nice!
pirates.
That ruined their shields.
Enemies -1 grav drive. Engine down.
Pound them to
Oh,
dust.
got it. All right. Funny having these guns.
You took out their jump drive.
All right. Well, let's turn around and go get them. Time to harvest.
You ran out of luck.
That's
Target
true.
their
Grav
jump
drive.
system down.
Grav drive out of commission.
Ah!
Enemy's grav
Got their
drive
grav
out of
drive.
commission. They've lost all propulsion.
One thing I like about docking with this ship is the side airlock. How it connects up to the other ship. Just is cool looking. Alright, well, let's take a look at the actual ship. And it's actually kind of narrow in here, and then it flares out on the sides. I did that on purpose. I wanted it to be like a, a Navy ship, like a military ship originally. And I think if I was to move all this, so if I move that out of the way, you can see that I've got a Deimos Spine E along with the Aventech beam vert. And this one has a beam vert with a corner bottom 4. And so in order to get it to all work together, we'll put that one there, but bring the claw out here, doing that. This is if you want this. And then this here flips on there. This goes on the top. That's the Owltech logo. And then this ends up clipping onto here. But you have to put it all in one in order to get the overlap. There you go. It's attached. Some other details would be like this one here, these Stroud caps. I just grade the tops of them so that it flattened out the deck. The whole deck is that same color of gray. And then I did the same thing here for these two, so you can see that this one and this one here, I ended up, I think it was color 2, changing that one to gray in order to make it match the deck. And then this particular piece here, so I used these two together and I just repeated them a bunch of times in order to get that shape. And I moved this up forward because a lot of ships have like a red piece that kind of sticks out the front. I wanted it to go possibly even more forward, but I decided that was good enough. And then the NG-20 is the landing gear with a couple of Stroud caps overlaid in there to finish off the bottom. So I'll do a disassembly and then Control Z reassembly. So I'll start from the top and work my way down. So we'll get rid of these fulminators, the Fortress A3 generator, and the Avian Tech dishes. Then we'll get rid of the bridge. These side pieces. So you can see this one is the Deimos Wing A. And we've got a bunch of ballistas in the back. SPE companionway. This is the Avian Tech Trophy satellite. Take a look at it. It's like a crazy looking satellite thing. This is Sarah's bedroom, the SPE one. This is just put there for the look, so it's not actually used. And then the engine, we're using the DPA Insanity 8000 grav reactor. And you saw how the orange showed up in the elevator, which was kind of cool. And then underneath it is a DPA 800 gram helium-3 tank. So it's a bit of a stat buffed tank. Then over here we have the Avian Tech hood. And on top of it was the Owltech logo. Then we've got the Deimos spine, spine G. And I already showed you the claw and how it's hooked up using this Avian Tech corner bottom floor. We'll get rid of those. And we'll get rid of the fulminators. Have a pair of fulminators up front here. Yeah, it looks like there's another beam vert in there. I don't know if that one was necessary or not, but we have a pair of alpha beams. And under here is the Nova cowling bottom. You can see it clips on like so. And then I'm going to get rid of these radiators. And because of the Stroud caps, it's given extra attachment points, so I'm able to put them all side by side along that back area. Then we have these ballista cargos. Again, this is more for show. And along the back, these very useful Obliterator 250 MeV alpha turrets with a 94.59, which is interesting that you have point in there. But anyway, they have really far range at 3250. So 3 of these, they really, I think they're actually like 84, but then because of my perks and crew stats, bumps it up to the 95. Alright, so now you can see the full deck here, and go with the Stroud nose caps, get rid of those. Got a pair of Teo side caps on either side of these 2 units. This unit is the Varun Captain's Quarters. at the very back. Then we had the Varun bathroom, 1x1, and the Owltech vault, and the Owltech hacker hab. And of course we had the elevator. And then those went into these SPE splitters. There's two splitters, and the splitters then had a row of doors, and this splitter went to a gym. And then on this side was the control station, and then here and here is Sam's room and Cora's room, and then the mess hall, along with the Connect Pro Docker. And then we have another set of splitters, but I didn't end up using them. So they're there for the look, in order to get the shape. And we have the Stroud Nose Cap C. Again, there's another Stroud Nose Cap C. So these ones are right tight, and as far as how they're connected in there, you can see that there's a bit of funny business going on here because I have a set of galleons lined up, plus then there's a Avian Tech beam vert, and yeah, if I delete that, then you can see there's a Nova cowling in there. So we're gonna just delete these three galleons, and you can see that that's kind of how it filled that space. So now that we're here, we are going to get rid of all these Teo or Stroud Cap AY90s. So the whole bunch of them along this section. Alright, so now we're into the next floor, and at the very back we have a hauler cargo hold, which is then followed up by the SGD 3300 grab drive. So that goes, and then we have the Andrasia's room and Barrett's room. So Andrasia's room, Barrett's room. I might as well get rid of this ballista cargo. So that's everything is kind of in the back there. And then I have 6 galleons right here, taking up that space, and it's the galleon that's bumped into that. I was wondering. Alright, so because I have a splitter there, and when you walk in, the galleons were sticking into the splitter. So delete the splitter, and then that went to the Trident Workshop hangar, which then went to another splitter, and then to the Owltech med bay, which was a big long Owltech unit. And then we have the Stroud nose cap. So I'll just delete all these here, which is the Deimos belly. You can see there's these two are further in than these three. Right? And then we had a set of Stroud cap AY90s. There we go. Now we're on to the first floor. So we have a Stroud nose cap B4 bottom, along with Stroud nose cap D port 4 and starboard. And then we had a long SPE control station 3x1, the SPE computer core 2x1, and now we can delete the DPA elevator 6th floor. And then we can get rid of all these caps. Okay, so what's left? We have the engines, even warp 2 engines, 2 of them with 100,000 engine thrust and 30,000 maneuvering thrust. So they're pretty fantastic. Over here we have the Amos landing bay. Then we have the NG-20 landing gears. And we have a Stroud cap C bottom. And there's 2 of them. Then onto the landing gears. There you go. That's the ship. You can see all the pink doors there where they are all located. And we're just gonna bring it all back. So there's the first floor. Then we put on these side bits like so. Then we put in the elevator right there. Have the computer core, the control station, nose caps, pair of them. How they attach on there? I think they attach to the floor above. And then we have this nose cap here. And then we have these side ones, making this hull shape. Start putting on the Amos belly pieces, like so, getting that shape. And we're on to, see, that's probably the nose cap. Then the Owltech medbay, splitter 4, Trident workshop hangar, SPE splitter aft, and the galleons. So there's 6 galleons. Onto the ballista cargo hold, and there's Barrett's room, Andrasia's room, grav drive. So the grav drive, and then the side units with the gray on the tops. And same with these ones, they have the gray on the top in order to match it into the deck. Same with those. Then we have the galleons, and they're in that weird setup with the Nova cowling and Shroud nose caps and more nose caps in order to get that shape like so. For your ship builds, this is pretty good for a ship build. Then we have the splitters and side docker, mess hall, and then we start with the bedrooms. There's 2 bedrooms there for Cora and for Sam. Then the SPE control station and the gym. Putting in the splitters again. Onto Owltech hacker hab, Owltech vault, maroon bathroom, captain's quarters. These side covers right there. And now we're on to this back piece here, making a deck. Because the deck has to be, kind of sticks out a bit. And I like how it widens out. Has a bit of a cutter shape to it. Now we have one of the weapons here, which in my case is the Obliterator 250 Alpha turrets. And we're putting in a bit of cargo. So the ballistic cargo, more of a decorative piece. And same with these are decorative. There's all these solar panels or these Nova radiators. Have a full batch of radiators back there. So that is actually where the crane attaches onto. That's why I ended up putting that in. Adding the fulminators on the front. And we're adding the claws. You can see those units. We talked about that a bit earlier. How you end up having to put them on in a certain way in order for it to work. There's the crane on the front with the Owltech symbol. Okay, so I think I just put the gas station, oh yeah, gas tanks in there, helium-3 tank, and the Insanity Grav Drive, then Sarah's room, then this Avian Tech Trophy Satellite, the SPE Companionway, and now it's the cargoes at the back here, kind of making that scaled back, along with this Deimos wing. There's a wing on either side, which then has a belly tucked onto it, kind of giving it that shape there, the bridge shape. And then we have all the control points and radars and the Fortress A3 shield generator with a 1215 and regen rate of 5%. So yeah, the ship looks great and it flies great, it fights great, and it's a lot of fun. So like and subscribe. Come back for more Starfield ship builds and other cool Starfield stuff. Dude, I have a whole selection of mods. Go check out my mod videos. And I mean, there are these mods here. So a lot of people do end up asking what mods I end up using, and I have a video that has a mod list. So let's see. First we have the all ship parts unlocked. Then we have shipbuilding tweaks, better ship part flips, and better ship part snaps, glowing ship modules, avian tech shipyards, Inquisitor Star Trek ship modules, Daratech, Trident Luxury Workshop and Rev 8 hangar, Inquisitor clean ship build. So that's actually just for the background, how I have the background at that light blue without all the extra bits. Stroud Premium Edition, which is a great one. Same with the Maroon Ship Habs. Those are two great mods. And then of course, place doors yourself. And then we have the patch for the SPEX, place your doors yourself. And the Varun Technical Institute Ship Habs. And the Varun Technical Institute Ship Habs place doors yourself patch. So this patch is for the SPE module, which is Stroud Premium Edition. There's that one, and then the Technical Institute. Alright guys, thanks for liking and subscribing, and come back for more Starfield action. See you back at the home base, Spacer Hyena. Another salvage by the whaler.